Again, thank you so much for being here. We're all really excited as Johnny Solana has told us, and Jacob has reiterated. Whitelist ping seems to be the alpha, so we're really excited to see and to hear more about it. So why don't you quickly give us a little quick introduction on who you are with the project, and maybe just give us a quick overview before you drill into everything and get to see this demo.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's get into it, friends. Again, I really appreciate your time, especially taking it out tonight. No matter where you're at in the world, a Wednesday night, a Thursday morning, I really appreciate your time. And moreover, I aim to make the best use of it, right? So for that reason, I will keep introductions very short, very straightforward and to the point, but at least give you a little bit of a premise and a background of how I fit into this space respectively. I would actually, in pushing that time clock, I would rewind all the way back to 2016. At the time, to be straightforward and honest, I got out of a rocky relationship in which my girlfriend at the time said I wasn't going to amount to shit and I wasn't going anywhere in life. So that same year, I read 12 books and I started my own LLC. And in that path of personal development, I also discovered cryptocurrency because naturally I wanted to broaden my nest egg and the dynamic approach of which, right? So as a result, in discovering cryptocurrency, in investing in 2016, I positioned myself quite well for the 2017 bull run to the point where I was actually able to take profits, right? Enjoy the fruits of my investment labors. However, that time was immediately followed by a uncertain time of market sentiment, really a bear market of sorts amid the bull market, in which case I continued to draw out profit, take money out, right? At this point in time, I de-risked, it was just profits, but I continued to take that profit out under the disposition, the mind frame of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And in doing this, in not following my conviction of what I had done in researching examples of work, references, to really verify that these teams behind these cryptocurrency projects, that they're going to continue to deliver me value in the future. If I just stuck behind my conviction, friends, I would be sitting in so much better of a position today, comparatively speaking. So therefore, I always like to use that as part of my introduction to really highlight the premise and point that in these times of uncertain market sentiment, we want to be looking at the teams, the founders. That's very evident over here at MVHQ and quite frankly, very evident over at Llama Labs, headed by NFT Llama. We need to be looking at them and verifying through their examples of work and references that they're bringing value and continuing to bring value, right? So that being said, that was my main first lesson in the investment space, which really transitioned me well to the adoption of NFTs happening October of 2021. However, it was not a golden adoption of any sorts. In fact, I would consider my entry into the space full of live and let learn lessons, really helping me develop that workbook for red flag scenarios, right? Which helped me transition to my first huge win in the space. I got Hate List. I minted a Hate Beast. I sold before reveal, earning myself a whopping amount of liquidity to then reinvest into what I thought at the time to be up and coming blue chip projects, right? So among these, I think that Llamaverse Genesis, for me at the time at least, represented the highest degree of transformation change. It more or less represented a mastermind group, because my disposition at the time was that of being a whitelist grinder, taking value away from the space, right? And what whitelist ping really changed in me was the idea of taking value away to that of bringing value back to the space, right? In fact, I started helping other projects out. I started working for other teams for free to start eventually earning myself enough credibility to then begin helping out at Llamaverse Genesis. Again, working totally for free at first until the point where I got the opportunity to work over here at Whitelist Ping, which, my friends, I am all the more passionate about because so far, just this year, just from Miss Wallet submissions, right? I missed out on 2.8 Ether. So no matter how you want to look at it, no matter if that's a lost potential profit, a lost opportunity to get into a kick-ass community, Whitelist Ping really aims to help you capitalize upon that, right? It helps you find a solution to that problem that we see as existent in the space. So that is my introduction, friends. Really appreciate you on that note. We'll get into it here soon. But moreover, I really want to give you guys a walkthrough of the Whitelist Ping platform, specifically NFT Llama building with interoperability and partnerships. We feel that the mutual handshakes with the super communities within this space really sets forward that path, forges that yellow brick road. So all we have to do is walk it. And that's really what Whitelist Ping is doing. It's aiming to give you access, specifically you over at MVHQ. Give everyone access to our platform so you can try it. You can take it home with you. You can decide if it's something that's going to bring you value thereafter, and then transitioning that feedback back to your family. They can decide if we can embolden the value proposition over here, or if it's something that you could do without, quite frankly. Very transparent, straightforward, and no fluff in this process. So that being said, has there been an announcement made in regards to community access yet?
If there has been, I've not been paying attention.
That's okay.
I don't believe so.
I will go ahead and supply everyone with immediate access right now, just so they may follow along if they so prefer. I believe I'm going to go ahead and do it in the office hours lobby chat, unless someone contradicts me. Can I post links?
Office hours chat, yep.
Okie dokie. Yeah, it's getting on right now. So I will go ahead and post the instructional sheet for everyone to follow along. However, what we have done with the Whitelist Ping platform and ensuring that there's no risk to you as far as signing off permissions on your ERC 721 tokens, no risk to you as far as any kind of expenses put up front. We've ensured that it's on the Sepolia test network, right? So a quick walkthrough of Sepolia testnet. I'm actually going to drop out of a private enabled screen here and give you the whole view. All right. So Sepolia test network, again, why have we chosen that over at Llama Labs, in particular today, Whitelist Ping? Well, again, it's to really ensure there's ease of mind on your end. If you're going to be using a primary wallet to access this database, you will not be signing off terms or permissions on ERC 721 tokens, right? This is all Sepolia testnet. And additionally, being Sepolia test network, it is technically free, right? You can get Sepolia testnet ETH right now via a faucet and get it loaded on your wallet respectively. So, Edge, how does that even work? Well, when you click your MetaMask wallet right here, let's see here, get you into the right screen. Clicking on your MetaMask wallet right here, and then going to the respective wallet of your choice, right? You will see at the very top the Ethereum network right here, right? And select.
Not to interrupt you too much, but did you say that you did drop that link in chat?
I dropped the instructional link in the lobby chat.
Okay, the lobby chat. Do you mind backing out and putting it in office hours chat? Yeah, sorry.
Absolutely. I'm only teasing everyone. They're like, what's going on here, man? Okay, so this is platform access right here. This is the actual link to access our platform, fam. And in addition to that, I will post the actual instructional for getting a step-by-step process if you have any kind of anomalies in navigating that access. So, in a brief navigation of that access for everyone, again, on Sepolia test network, being that I'm not using a private screen, you're going to have to deal with my notifications here. I apologize. But at the top right-hand corner here, you have your wallet icon as well as your networks respectively right here. I'd ask for you to click on the Ethereum mainnet network list, and seeing that drop-down menu, you ought to be selecting the purple laden Sepolia test network right here. Edge, I don't have Sepolia testnet. All I have is ETH and some of these layer 2s. That's an easy fix, friend. No problem whatsoever. In fact, the icon right next to the network selection is how you gain advantage of that, right? So you'll click that icon. Thereafter, you'll hit Settings, Advanced Settings, second from the top. Finally, scrolling down until you see Show Test Networks. Toggling that is on. Thereafter, my friends, you have Sepolia Test Network enabled. You can select it. Again, the purple LATA network from the network drop-down list. You're 80% of the way done. In fact, hereafter, it's as simple as copying that wallet address, jumping over to the Sepolia faucet, and getting that ETH drop directly in your wallet. In which case, you just drop the wallet address right here and then verify that you're human. Jake can't hear the voice. Jake can't hear my voice.
That's okay. I think he's experiencing issues on his side, so he'll have to listen to the recording later. But we can all,
Jake,
for sure.
It's only going to build anticipation, my friend. I promise. They say silence builds anticipation, right? So that being said, my friends, you've loaded your Sepolia ETH. You've got it in your wallet right here. You can now navigate to the Whitelist Ping platform that I've posted in the chat currently, right? The office hours chat, in which case you only have to click to connect, select the wallet that you're choosing to connect. Hereafter, you'll be supplied with a mint screen to mint access to the platform. It'll be in a very large button right here. You'll be selecting months for access. I would suggest just keeping it at 1 month right now, and I will explain further in a moment. As Whitelist Ping, once you gain access to the dashboard, after minting access, the first thing you ought to do is set up your profile. Again, in minting that access, you selected months. So I would say the Whitelist Ping is a subscription-based platform in the sense that if you do not own an NFT, a tool-based NFT, then you have the opportunity to get into this platform to try it for a monthly-based subscription, starting out at unlimited emails, limited texts, slowly scaling to the point where it becomes more feasible to own the NFT itself. Thereafter, the NFT taking care of the emails and texts, potentially incurring a maintenance cost in regards to text specifically. If you are sending a large amount of text out of Germany, we need to protect the continuity of the project as a result, right? So that fee at maximum would be about $5 a month, right? And we're going to keep that figure in the backdrops and figuring mint price going forward, right? Because I aim to be very, very transparent. Going forward, however, from this point, in selecting the profile, you will be putting in your personal information, your email address, your phone number, and essentially signing yourself up for these pings. Edge, why do I need to give you my personal information? Are you ensuring that that is protected? Yes, this is one of the primary pillars, and gaining this information that we wanted to uphold is a positioning of our value stream, our value proposition, right? So moreover, your email address, your phone number actually is not even kept in a Llama Labs database. What we've done on the side is we've actually partnered with an information logistics company, a leader in their field, Twilio, in the sense that they are a billion-dollar company and they have a privacy policy that's totally concentric around you, the user, right? So for that reason, you ought to feel safe with your personal information on the Whitelist Ping profile section, as there is no actual direct connection between your personal information, your wallet information. We simply send the ping data to Twilio, who then pings that information to your personalized info that you've inputted here. So again, email address, phone number that you'd input respectively. Thereafter, clicking enabled on either or both, keep in mind, Whitelist Ping being a part of Web3, it is going to be a global space, that of Web3. Therefore, we want to make sure that the value proposition, text and email pings are available on a global scale. This is another reason why we've chosen Twilio, is they enable us to reach out across the entire globe by setting up satellite numbers for each respective country. So, in first signing up for the phone number text pings, you may not be getting them at first simply because we have not added your country yet. However, this is from the position that we will have a majority of the countries by the time of mint. At that point in time, you'll just click Save Changes, and you're ready to go, friends. It should be as simple in regards to signing up for your pings, your alerts and notifications for wallet submissions, wallet mints across the entire Ethereum network. It ought to be as simple as 1, 2, and 3. In the sense that you have the whitelist or the project that you're whitelisted for, you go to our keyword search at the top left-hand corner, begin typing that respectively. Thereafter, the database will pull it across the entire Ethereum network and find it so that you can click Enable respectively. Thereafter, you're done. You've got it all done and over with. You can worry about what's more important to you. In fact, this is really the surface level value proposition of Whitelist Ping, is to bring more convenience, more balance in your life, right? Why would the farmer who owns a dairy cow 100 foot, 100 meter away, why would that farmer buy a gallon or a liter of milk? Again, same thing with Whitelist Ping, is to free up the back end, the front end processes, so that they can bring in more health, more wealth, more prosperity into their lives, into their families' lives. And Whitelist Ping is no different in the sense that it is a suite of tools, friends. It is a platform. There's so much more coming to this beyond just the surface level value proposition. And my validation of which is really backed in the example of Llamaverse Genesis. Because as a stakeholder there from day one, I can tell you that I received multiples of value from what I was originally promised. In fact, so much so to the point where I could not even have imagined the amount of value I've received up to this point in time today. I really do these AMAs to verify for you, friends, that you can expect that. And as a member of the team, I ought to verify as much that that is coming toward Whitelist Ping. Again, a suite of tools, a platform that is going to best outfit you to navigate this space more fluidly going forward in the future. And in not identifying what those puzzle pieces may be, it's really in acknowledging that there may be competitors at Whitelist Ping in the value proposition. And additionally, we want to protect that purple cow aspect, those unique aspects being built directly into our product to protect from those competitors, and also to funnel you all the more of a wow factor further down the road, right? So yes, this is Whitelist Ping. This is the bare bones version. This version right now, friends, is available to all of you and the MVHQ fam. So I actually challenge you all to take part, participate in this. Let your family know what you think of the platform access, what you think ought to be done as far as feedback and suggestions. My DMs are open for you. I would love to be your resource in the space, and not only pushing forward Whitelist Ping and its value proposition, but also that llama culture in which we help each other. We help each other push past those plateaus and really level up, right? So that we can help each other and level up thereafter, put each other on a catapult as far as trajectory towards success.
Excellent. I love that, and really appreciate you going through all that. This looks pretty freaking awesome. I guess if you don't mind, we can kind of, unless you have more to show, would love to ask some questions and maybe even field some questions from the audience, if that's cool.
Let's ask some questions. I definitely have a lot more to show you guys in sort of I already told you that we're holding back some aspects of what may be coming to the project, right? The puzzle pieces. But I certainly aim to give you some of those puzzle pieces and sort of helping verify to you that there is a whole lot being built out that really is going to help you all add some premium functionality into your lives, quite frankly. We really want you to get it all done and over with over here so you can worry about what's more important to you, reinstill some balance in your life, and reacquire some lost potential profits, at least from the very forefront, right? I will state that this is a skeleton bare bones model. Right now, we will be making improvements, specifically in regards to the fact that right now, to find your whitelist, to get your whitelist enabled in the system, you have to search it respectively. In which case, if you do not find it in the system, you can ping the team, which is constantly on staff 24/7. In fact, offering 24/7 live chat support to ensure that we get on top of these time contingent pieces of information. Better yet, your pings that you submit into our database so that we can supply you with it respectively, right? So more or less, Whitelist Ping can be thought of as a personalized virtual assistant experience, at least at first, ensuring you stay locked into wallet submission and mint time. The database itself, however, keep in mind, will expand hereafter. In fact, to be ready at mint, we'll have much more of a centralized CMS experience where you'll be able to sort ascending, descending order based off projects alphabetical order, the wallet collection start date, the whitelist sale start date, the price points, and of course notifications enabled, disabled, ascending, descending order respectively, right? All the while increasing and adding to a higher degree of user functionality. But I can say that Whitelist Ping is employing proprietary scrubbing tools across Twitter and Discord at all times of the day, and really giving us these time contingent pieces of data, which are then just simply verified by a human team. So it is 90% automated, and we've improved it to have a just over a 95% level of accuracy. Slowly, we will be continuing to improve these patterns and algorithms so that we can just make that more of a finite number, closer toward 100. And then the speed also quickly increasing as well, as far as getting on top of these pings when you submit them into the database if you were to find a void. And that's simply set up from the fact of the matter that although being 90% automated, there is a human aspect that's 10%. So we want to at least create an avenue for taking advantage of that if you find a void, respectively. I'm going to drop out of a straightforward screen, go to a little bit more of a sectionalized screen. One brief moment. And I will gladly take some questions now. I always invite you to maybe talk about some potential losses you've had in the space. My partner CryptTrain always enjoys making his losses all more painful, in the sense that he actually takes losses from the very top. So for example, he's actually missed the wallet submission on a Azuki. So he actually treats that like a 35 ETH loss in the space, making it all the more painful, right? All the more funny for me over here trying to pull it a little bit more from a conservative basis. I like to pull my floor prices 24 hours after mint out. But even from that standpoint, I missed out on 2.8 Ether this year. Whether you look at that as a lost potential profit or a lost opportunity into a kick-ass community, it's still something that I could improve upon in the space. And why not just get that done and over with via the Whitelist Ping team? I know that some of you are keeping whiteboards, some of you are keeping Excel sheets, but even then, there's always the human aspect, the opportunity to miss and have a void. And with Whitelist Ping, it's our promise. We're accountable for that in your life, right? Again, you can get it all done and over with, so you can worry about what's more important to you. And quite frankly, that ought to revolve around bringing more health, wealth, and prosperity into your life.
Excellent. Yeah, no, I definitely see the reasoning, and again, what you have here is very simple from the get-go. Obviously, you mentioned adding more things and more features and things like that. My question is this isn't always going to be on a testnet, correct? I mean, this is eventually going to expand out into Ethereum. Is that the plan, or?
100%. So Whitelist Ping aims to take on the entire Ethereum network, right? So right now in our database, we actually have 1,100 projects. And again, it will be a tool-based NFT that you will have to mint access through on the Ethereum network, I think, if I'm answering your question more directly, right? So yes, an ETH-based NFT, right, that you guys can mint access to. The target mint dates, we are looking at November, roughly, for that time. So you have quite some time of access to give our platform a try to see if it's a feasible stream of value and adding onto your own life, right? And really what we aim to do is to onboard you into a much more immersive experience to help you navigate the space more fluidly going forward. What do I mean by that? Well, again, look at any kind of proprietary platforms being developed under the Llama Labs umbrella, any kind of proprietary tools, and getting somewhat of an idea of what may eventually be finding its way under the Whitelist Pink platform itself, right?
Okay.
But yeah, direct question answer. I think Ethereum network is what our tool-based NFT will be based off, if I think I was answering your question directly.
Yeah, I think so. So I know a lot of people have, assistants in the space that they rely on to do a lot of the whitelist grinding they don't want to do. And I know a lot of people, work with those assistants to, find things, but also to grind and to fill out things and things like that. Is there anything on the roadmap here about adding additional users to help manage your particular, whitelist paying dashboard?
100%, but I think that the scalability of it right now is built out to really immerse not only the Ethereum network, but potentially other networks if we so choose, and also administer and handle many more users beyond just the NFT access itself, right? So to go into a little bit more detail on that, there are 8,000 NFTs in this collection, 4,000 of which will likely be llamas have the opportunity to mint, 4,000 of which. However, we have learned from Llamascape, New Cyber, in the sense that we won't be giving these mints to them for free. They'll be paying just like everyone else. And in addition to that, they already knowing how NFT Llama builds, they will be entering into a trust agreement this time around, ensuring that they don't sell that NFT for roughly 90 days. Because at that point in time, we're sure as a team we'll have instilled enough value back end, front end, that the market sentiment ought to certainly coordinate in that regard to the point where they can take a profit if they so choose. However, keep in mind as well that this NFT is directly related to their potential to further accrue Spit utility coin, which is the main utility coin over at Llamaverse Genesis, right? So this is how we aim to keep them locked into the family at all times going forward. And quite frankly, this is how Llamaverse Genesis is not directly related to Whitelist Pink, but also weaved into the nether of which, right? So yes, I believe I answered your question, but maybe recontextualize it just so I can make sure I cover all points.
Just that, will more people have access to your particular dashboard so they can help add things onto it, was essentially the question.
So will more people have access to the dashboard so they can add more things onto it?
So for example, let's say I employ an assistant who goes out and finds whitelists for me. Could they have access to my dashboard here, to what you're looking at, to add and put reminders in for me, so I don't have to manage it? There's a lot of people that don't manage this stuff themselves. They have someone that manages it for them. So that was the question.
It is a feasibility, right? But at the moment, to gain access to the platform, you actually need the tool-based NFT in your wallet, right? Outside of that, it would be a subscription-based system and gaining access to that platform, which actually I may not recommend if the NFT is a possibility of ownership, right? So in having, say, a virtual assistant that's helping you stay further locked into the space, in helping two people navigate one platform at once, there could be some compromises as far as ensuring that value proposition stays concurrent to just one individual at one point in time, right? So for that reason, I would say that there needs to be a token NFT for that individual to gain access to that platform, and then find which of your whitelists are respectively on or off and may need to be entered in or not.
Got it. Okay. Just maybe a suggestion to see what the team can come up with, because I don't do it myself, but I'm pretty sure a majority of the people listening right now do. And still am I right? Can anyone confirm that?
So are people still paying VAs to grind whitelist for them? I didn't think that was a thing. Is that what the question was, or is it more about data entry?
Yeah, I think just with this tool, and again, audience, let me know. This tool seems like a great tool for me to use a VA with, for my VA to, input things in for me, keep me, notified. Oh, hey, I forgot that I have this mint coming up. I mean, is anyone else thinking the same thing here?
I understand what you're saying. Yeah, right now the whitelist ping tool does need to be accessed via the tokenized NFT. But that being said, there are facets being built out under the Whitelist Ping platform right now that would open up the opportunity for more of a business-to-business approach, which I could also see being funneled into a business-to-consumer if you really had the need for it, right? And let me just go ahead and preface that the team is open to feedback and suggestions. My DMs are open at all times on Discord. I ought to be your resource, your asset in this space and moving forward. Again, I want to carry on that mastermind group effect. But that being said, I definitely see that as maybe a feasibility, because what we will be doing is we will be giving community-based access depending on who potentially would be looking toward more mutual handshakes with us at Mint. And additionally, we are also doing one-time accesses via codes, right? So we could potentially get to a point where we're funneling codes so that you can get your VAs on the platform access to hit the notifications for you respectively, just with a code. And the way I see that positioning, at least at the forefront, would likely be, and in giving you a little bit of alpha, would likely be through a reward and a coupon system that will be instilled shortly after Mint. Because if you look at NFT Llama, if you look at how he builds with interoperability and partnerships, and he builds with deep project ecosystems. So steeped out of this reward and coupon system, I could definitely see potentially codes being bought by you for a tiered access so that someone else can jump onto your system and maybe see all the respective whitelists that you're signed up for, right? Also potentially locking in at least that initial surface level data for themselves as well.
Okay, got it. Awesome. I think that's pretty much the questions I have. Again, want to stop for a second to make sure that there's anyone listening right now that might have a question. Again, I don't do the whitelist grind as much as I know a lot of you do. So I want to make sure you all have some room to ask questions on this tool. Anybody?
Sorry, Britt. Sorry you can't hear it. Jake, you're awesome, dude. Appreciate you, man. You're helping everyone out.
All right. Well, no question.
Yeah, so there's a whole lot more coming to whitelist ping, guys, right? So it's not just the surface level value proposition, right? There's so much more coming to the platform itself. And let me just go ahead and say as a point in challenging you all to do a little bit more research, Llama Labs NFT is a good place to start in kind of getting some cannon fodder, right? Kind of getting some puzzle pieces for what may be coming to whitelist ping in the future. Keep in mind, whitelist ping, as far as a niche is concerned, it's probably taking on a niche of tools, right? So any kind of proprietary tools that are being built out, any kind of platforms that may have been acquired by Llama Labs in the recent past could certainly find themselves over and aboard on whitelist ping, right? And I will actually let you know about one of these. It's one of my personal favorites in being a collab manager. Specifically, it's called nftinspect.xyz. It's available to everyone. Everyone can give it a try. So nftinspect.xyz, I really enjoy being a collab manager in this space, and I think anyone being locked in this space would enjoy it in the sense that it's a Web3 social intelligence tool. It's going to get you a detailed overview of really the strong communities in the space and what dictates them as such, really based off their PFP, their unique PFP that identifies them as a community member. So that's what this tool does, is it really scans social media and then finds NFTs and then pairs them with social media PFPs, thus giving us a little bit of a strength analysis on where a community stands, at least from a social standpoint, right? Because we feel that market sentiment, specifically in a social media facet, is a big pillar in dictating the eventual floor price and overall sentiment of the project itself, right? So this is one thing I never understood when I first stepped into projects. Like, hey, I paid you my money. Why should I have to market for you, right? Well, again, these are digitized proprietary assets. You have a whole lot more control over these than you may be giving yourself credit for if you're making that kind of statement. In the sense that your social media presence really has a direct effect on the floor price and overall market sentiment of your project, to tell you the truth. So with this tool, you can find the biggest moving projects as far as sentiment's concerned, the top tier projects, more or less considered the blue chip projects, and who may be up and coming to those respectively, right? This does cover Ethereum and Solana. In this case, we'll go ahead and cover Ethereum, and I guess potentially go ahead and utilize Llamaverse Genesis as an example, right? We certainly feel that when analyzing the strength of each respective project, the primary modifiers, the primary notation points would be the project reach, the PFPs per amount of NFTs, and the unique PFP percentages along with the floor price of the project itself, right? So what does that even mean, Edge? Well, let's jump into Llamaverse Genesis. I'll show you. So one thing to look for as far as strength of projects over time, we really want to be looking at ranking, right? Ranking is based off of Ethereum and Solana networks combined, and strong projects are going to have a solid ranking stream. You can see that Llamaverse Genesis here has stayed within a 2 to 3 difference ranking for pretty much since August, right? So quite some time thereafter, it's taken some heaves and hoes, but really this represents very strong community, very strong development pool behind the general project, right? Typically, this means that stakeholders are happy, they have a lot of value. Not only that, but what I call the pride percentage. This is the amount out of all the NFTs in the collection, the amount of stakeholders that actually hold these NFTs as their Twitter profile picture, right? So Llamaverse is one of the most high, having almost a third of their entire population holding an NFT as their Twitter profile picture. We figure that is a definitely a noteworthy figure. Thereafter, another pride point would be the tweets with the NFT on a daily basis. You will really be able to tell when big announcements happen, specifically just by looking at this factor. And then finally, the project reach. This is more or less a figure that's summated based off of the total engagement that each respective community member is getting, right? So I really enjoy this, as it gives you a top-down level view as a potential stakeholder of a project, the overall strength of where it's at now and where it may be going. You can see comparative projects as well and where they may lie as in comparisons. We can break down project health and get pictograms and further numericals to just get a better top-down view of what separates different projects in the space. One of my favorite comparisons is Sappy Seals. Not only do you get the empirical breakdown of all the data that differentiates us, but you also get the numerical data here. You can see that Sappy Seals has a much higher reach, which at the end of the day, reach is what you want. It's what's going to get you the value, the collaborations, everything that you need to really funnel the large increments of value to your stakeholders, right? The reach will get you more spots in your collabs, in my opinion. Thereafter, we break down schematics such as followers, the unique PFP percent. Again, Llamaverse does seem to beat out Sappy Seals in that regard, but Sappy Seals definitely beating us in regards to reach, but also beating us in regards of how many tweets out per week, right? So it's just a pure following on that note. And then finally, the Diamond Hand members, the amount of members that have stayed with the collection for a long period of time. So really cool top-down level view, and I'll finish off with my favorite portion of this, which is really how I navigate the space as a collab manager. It's the top community members, in the sense that I can see who's most dialed into each respective community, right? I can see who's followed by the community, and I guarantee you that the top 10 will definitely be able to set you up with a collab team of any project. No problem. If they're followed by 39-40% of the community, there's a good chance that they're going to be able to set you up with a collab team. Thereafter, you can see who follows their community right back. The global reach, who the biggest social engagement individuals are. The time with the collection, right? How much loyalty that individual may have, as well as how many followers they have for a brief background comparison. But yes, project analysis, really, really cool. You can even break it down and go into individual analysis, right? So I could even jump into Jacob here, see his global reach, see it ranking if it gives it to me, and then see all these other brief schematics as well. I can see what collections he's been in. And if I scroll down even further, I'd be able to even see his token ID for his Bored Ape Yacht Club, but we're not going to dox you like that, Jacob. I'll just go ahead and use myself as an example here. Alrighty. So yeah, literally based off the times that I've actually used the NFT, it will be able to backtrack that and find the token ID of my NFT respectively. Not only that, but you're going to be able to find culprits out there, individuals that are using your NFT and claiming that it's theirs, right? We are able to find this with our software over at NFT Inspect. Keep in mind, it's available for everyone. You can try it right now. You can explore it right now. And even better, it's being built out on an even more proprietary scale to have a little bit more of a proprietary feel and function, as well as have a little bit different of a look, right? And this being a platform, being a tool-based platform that recently got acquired by Llama Labs, your friends, most assuredly could find itself over under the Whitelist Ping umbrella. And then finally, to just detail to you, my friends, that Llama Labs, in fact, Llamaverse just continues to build out and funnel value to you. This is one of our newest, I guess you could say, collaborations, in the sense that we collaborated with Meta Adventure to build out a metaverse of sorts. Really, this is what I imagine to be a bare bones skeleton version of what a metaverse could actually encapsulate. In the sense, at least in our verse right now, you can walk up to these interactive machines and literally get information about Llamaverse stakeholder information that's relative to the project itself, and educating you on what kind of value stream we are positioning and providing to our stakeholders concurrently. You'll be able to stay locked into the project with some of these interactive areas. Additionally, you could purchase on our marketplace if you so prefer, right? On top of that, we want to create sort of a Discord VC experience. So I could literally step into a Discord VC and have a little bit of a party here. There is a token gated entry as well for the Llamaverse holders. However, let me go ahead and state to you all that everyone can jump onto this right now, in the sense that I will just go ahead and post a link for it in office hours chat, and you are all more than free to jump in and explore it for yourself, and sort of verifying that we are continuing to build. There's a whole lot coming to the Llama Labs, the Llamaverse umbrella. And as a result, Whitelist Ping as well, right? Because Whitelist Ping, although not directly related to Llamaverse Genesis, is weaved into the nether of which, and much of what's being developed there could find its way over to the Whitelist Ping umbrella as well. I really enjoy this verse as it's interactive. You get a lot of the options as far as what llamas already have available on Web 2. You have cookies and Easter eggs. You've got this statue on this roof. It looks like an Operation Sin statue. It's got lies on it. It's got spit on the feet. You've got this not put together microchip. You've got this guy named Hugo in the window. Don't know who he is. He's not showing up here, right? This would be the screen where you can jump in and see other users in the ecosystem. Go down here. There's a token gated entry into Llama's Void no future but spits. And I believe when you put in the token gated entry, then you gain access to this area. But I have not figured out as much just yet.
Well,
yeah, still working progress.
Not to interrupt you or completely throw you off.
Sure.
Do want to make sure that we had some questions answered that were asked in regards to whitelist ping.
Totally. I'm just very passionate. Go ahead and shoot the questions.
No, trust me, man. I'm digging the passion. You don't have to doubt that a second. Jacob actually asked, whitelist ping seems to be very focused on projects in the pre-mint stage, whereas NFT inspect seems to be more post-mint statistics. How do you plan to merge the two functionalities or use NFT inspect in the pre-mint stage?
Okay, so NFT inspect definitely is going to have some proprietary aspects and functions that could certainly bring more value to the pre-mint stage. But I'm really going to leave that wide open at this point in time. However, that being said as well, at Llamaverse and at Llama Labs, we really believe in educating everyone from a top-down view, whether that be projects already out and available in the space from a social media standpoint, or really projects headed to mint. We're developing value streams within whitelist ping to certainly accommodate both of those ends. Even further beyond NFT inspect being somewhat of a tool that helps you educate yourself on post-mint projects, we feel that would certainly be best followed up with maybe a potential incentivization program where you can actually experience the benefit of staying locked in via socials. And specifically, that is going to revolve around our partnership with Fusion XYZ, specifically Shuttle Bay, in which at least Llamaverse Genesis right now is able to push out bounties for basically stakeholders to incentivize themselves for liking, retweeting, and commenting on certain respective posts, right? So this is our way of sort of educating and incentivizing individuals to really develop the patterns that are going to best push your community towards success, right? Because community is continuity in this space. And we realize that really helping embolden all these super communities' value proposition is how we can walk hand in hand in the future. But in answering Jacob's question more direct again, as far as pairing both the pre-mint and post-mint value propositions and how we're going to be integrating the stakeholder into both of which, I would actually say that there's going to be proprietary functions instilled into NFT inspect that really ought to make that end and aspect make a little bit more sense. Again, and not telling you guys exactly what that may be, it's in protecting any kind of purple cow aspects, unique aspects that are being built into our projects, and in fact being built directly into the product itself.
Got it. Thank you. I think that answers that question. Mm-hmm. Well, awesome. Don't think we have any more questions in the guest questions, but I want to make sure that we leave this AMA with giving you kind of a quick ability to quickly summarize a little bit about what you talked about in regards to NFT inspect as well as the whitelist tool. Ping tool. So wanted to make sure we give you the platform to quickly just kind of summarize so we can go ahead and dip out and give everyone back their night.
For sure. Absolutely. So again, imagine all the lost potential profits you may have had in the space due to missed wallet submissions, missed mints. Well, quite frankly, whitelist ping is the solution to that, or at least Llama Labs feels that whitelist ping is the solution to that in the sense that we are providing an SMS, text, and email alert notification system, ensuring you never miss out on a wallet submission mint ever again. You lock in those lost potential profits. You lock in those missed opportunities in those kick-ass communities, right? And in doing so, you're really getting it all done and over with. You're reinstilling more balance in your life just simply because you, my friends, you're getting it all done and over with. You're basically making this a little bit more of a finite process, a straightforward process letting Whitelist Ping take care of it for you in the backdrops so that you can just bring more value. You can bring more health, wealth, and prosperity into your life. You can build yourself a pipeline so that when come next bull run, at the very least, everyone who didn't put the examples of work, research into verifying that these teams like MVHQ, our family over here, and Llama Labs, headed by NFT Llama, that in verifying that they're continuing to push out value to you all, and on continuity basis as well. So literally, that's what we're doing over at MVHQ. This is what we're doing over at Whitelist Ping, and anything under the Llama Labs is helping you build out a pipeline in the space, right? And we're pushing it out with examples of work and references. So choosing us can almost be likened to maybe being a fisherman and fishing from shore. When you fish from shore, you're fishing in the shallows, right? A higher population of fish. So you can almost guarantee that with NFT Llama, with MVHQ, you're going to get that value, you're going to get that fish, and you're going to be fed every single night. But there's always going to be the opportunity to go with the competitor, to go with some other proposition, in which case you are going for that big fish, right? You got to go in the deep waters for the big fish. You got to get into a boat. No guarantee you catch that big fish in those deep waters. Hell, in a boat, you may run into mechanical problems with your engine. Speaking in today's jargon, you may run out of gas, in which case you have to swim back to shore, and by golly, you could get eaten by a whale or a shark, right? So what's the premise and point? No, it's not morbid. It's simply that if we follow the examples of work and references, we can just be like that fisherman fishing from the shore. We can eat every day, and we can just work with Whitelist Ping, NFT Llama, and MVHQ. I always like to say that MVHQ, the entire family, has access to our platform. Really invite you to give it a try. Instructions for that will be posted here shortly afterwards. And keep in mind that I will be open for feedback, suggestions for you if you prefer. So sky's the limit for us all, my friends. But on top of that, see what else may be being built out under the Llama Labs, Llamaverse Genesis umbrella, and kind of just guaranteeing that there's value coming in the future for you all, right? There's some really cool stuff that's getting built out in our metaverses that other Web2 companies are also taking advantage of. So you would be in a really good positioning to get yourself in anything under the Llama ecosystem going forward in the future. Keep in mind, that's a very biased statement, but I want to back it up as pragmatically. So, because quite frankly, this is what we have. We have the visual aids here, and hereafter it should just be a no-brainer. So I invite you to ask any more questions going forward. And moreover, thank you for your time, MVHQ. I will offer more whitelist opportunities to whoever doesn't get them directly through this family. Simply tweet about this AMA, tag MVHQ, tag Whitelist Ping, and I will definitely select a couple of you for whitelist here after this AMA. I greatly appreciate everyone's time.
Hell yeah, man. We really appreciate that. So make sure if you're listening to this, do exactly what this gentleman just said to get a nice whitelist opportunity. We really do appreciate your time and the demo that you've showed us, and we look forward to the partnership moving forward for sure. Discography, he said, tweet about this AMA and tag Whitelist Ping as well as MVHQ, and he'll hook you up with the whitelist for something random. Again, thank you so much, Edge. We really do appreciate it, man. You are quite the salesman, so I really appreciate it. You showing us around. You did a great job. So
appreciate it, my friend. I'm just a passionate user of Whitelist Ping, quite frankly, and I can't wait to extend that passion over to you all so that you can see the use case in it as well. I realize that as a team member over here, friends, that the challenge has only begun once we've minted out. So I definitely aim to streamline the value to you all. And moreover, Whitelist Ping is building out for continuity, right? So again, as a team, we are willing to take those feedbacks, the feedback as well as suggestions, and ensuring that we continue to evolve. We continue to keep a value stream that stays relevant to you all and one that multiplies and evolves, right? Because this is the Llama way. This is the llama culture. Under promise, over deliver. And on that note, I definitely welcome you all to stepping directly to our family on Mint Day. Keep in mind, target November. And finally, finishing off on Mint price, which we never even touched on. Still TBA, friends. But what did I tell you? Whitelist Ping being somewhat of a personalized virtual assistant experience that at least at first encapsulates wallet submissions and mints could be thought of as just that, a virtual assistant experience, right? So in comparison of which I will actually draw out of Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Work Week, in which he talks about virtual assistants. He talks about virtual assistants on a conservative basis. Moreover, virtual assistants in this world per hour, conservatively, I've never found anyone that could argue $3 to $4 an hour is quite a conservative cost. Thereafter, in this market, a market of not as strong sentiment as, say, January, February, March, I doubt you would be employing this VA for more than 2 to 3 hours a week, right? All the same, that is still $624 a year, which I guarantee you, my friends, even with the supposed $5 maintenance fee, potentially over a whitelist ping per annum, including the mint price, you will not come close to that $624 thought of cost for a virtual assistant per year, right? So that's in giving you a little bit more of a basis as far as what to expect for whitelist ping and the mint price of which, right? There's no waiting for market conditions. I'm just trying to be straightforward, upfront, and no fluff. And I really welcome you to reaching out to me, asking me any more questions hereafter. Love you, fan.
Yeah, man. Really, thank you. Thanks everyone for listening, and thanks everyone for sticking to the end. If you're listening to this later on, we are so thankful for your listening. Everyone have a great night, and yeah, thanks.